I don't know about y'all, but it's time to let the good times roll. And guess what? We got us a homecoming game that's going to pop off this weekend between two teams that one of them going to leave about that thing with a conference division loss. Man, this thing going to get so crazy. I mean, when you look at the numbers of between these two teams, it's like this could be a heavyweight fight, so to speak. And I know a lot of folks like, Coach, nah, I ain't buying that, man. You know, you'll give us some stuff, boy, and just have us thinking one thing and end up being something else. But I gotta be honest with you. This game between the Hornets and FAMU Rattlers, Alabama State Hornets and the FAMU Rattlers, listen, Alabama State was ranked #1 in the preseason poll to come out the SWAC East as the winner. Now, things about to get real chippy here because they're playing the HBCU national champion, SWAC champion from last season, FAMU Rattlers. And, you know, there's a lot of wholesale changes that took place. Now we're going to see exactly how the rubber meets the road. Will the Hornets be able to pull it off, handing FAMU that first loss in conference play this season? Or will FAMU go ahead, keep on riding this thing like they've been riding and hand Alabama State that first loss? We're going to talk about it right after this. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow League Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos, and tap in the friend to tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to jump on in this thing and listen. I'm going to tell you right now, I had to look at the tail of the tape. You heard me say this is going to be a nice heavyweight battle between these two teams. Now, I know y'all like, Coach, come on, man. Alabama State, they're one-dimensional. Florida A&M, they're going to come out there, they're going to do whatever they want to do to these guys. Well, guys, I'm going to tell it to you like this. We had to dig a little deeper to look at exactly how everything goes on. And, you know, like they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And, you know, some of y'all might be facts, Coach, facts, them facts right there, Coach. Or some of y'all might be like, hey, Coach, that's cap, dog. Get that up on out there. Hey, Coach, you straight cap, dog. Just beat it with all that, Coach. We ain't trying to hear all that. And I respect it either which way it goes. But I got to tell you, like I stated before, this is going to be a dang old good matchup. Now, one point of emphasis that I'm looking at is through 4 games, Florida A&M has allowed an average of 204 yards per game rushing. Now, and that's 5.5 yards per carry. Now, I know y'all like, Coach, now why you going to do that, dog? Look, I understand they played Miami and Troy. Miami went rumshot against them folks and just ran crazy on them. Same thing with Troy. But, you know, I at first I was like, let me take the numbers out. Let me look at this a different way. And then I said, nah, leave the numbers in there. Let's really see how everything's going to compare between the two. The funny thing is, Alabama State allows 16.8 points per game. Right now, FAMU is averaging 16.8 points per game. Listen, it just caught me like that. Where I said, let me look at this thing and really dive in a little bit more to see what's going on. Now, Alabama State, we know, is a run-first team. Now, FAMU, on the other hand, they are a pass-happy team. FAMU averaged 248 yards, 248.5 yards per game, and Alabama State is ranked last. Now, Alabama State is stingy when it comes to both passing and the running game on defense. Hey, look, they got the #1 defense in the SWAC right now. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just calling it how I see it. Now, FAMU, definitely, y'all going to have to find a way to unlock the Black Cloud defense, man, to show up rain, hail, sleet, or snow. They're going to come out here and do something with this thing because right now, looking at how everything is lining up right now with these numbers, it's like, okay, Alabama A&M should definitely come out here and put the ooh-wee on them folks. Hey, fam, you don't get mad at me. I'm just looking at the numbers, and I'm trying to give y'all my thoughts on all of this. Now, outside of the numbers, like I stated before, we can't play the game on paper. Let me say that one more time, because I think somebody out there did not hear your favorite coach when he said that. We cannot play this game on paper. I'm going to say it again. We cannot play this game on paper. Everybody with me? Okay. Now, the reason why I say that, FAMU has a quarterback, Mr. Richardson, over there that's averaging his completion rate is 69.94% of his passes. He only has one interception for the season. So that lets me know that this young man is able to take care of the football, making sure when he throws the ball down the field to an open Rattler receiver, he's throwing it to someone that's going to be open for them to catch the ball. Have we seen him squeeze a couple through some windows? You're like, dang, how do you do that? Yes, we have. But this young man has been able to get out there and ball. He's been able to extend plays. When the play broke down and you got the receivers running back to him, for him to get the ball to them, for them to catch passes, to keep them chains moving. So we can expect to see that happen in this game. Now, I will say this, Alabama State, they're going to need to make sure that their defensive backs keep up with these receivers out there on the field, keeping them from just having their way. But see, one thing I kind of caught with FAMU got some secret sauce. Y'all stick around and give it to you. They got a little secret sauce up in this thing that nobody's really paying no attention to. And I kind of like what Coach Cozy, how he's working that thing. But I'm going to tell y'all about that in a second here. But listen, Alabama State's going to have to find a way to put some pressure on Richardson, keeping him from throwing that ball down the field, or better yet, from him extending plays. One thing I say is this: they're going to have to find a way to either keep him in the pocket, or if by chance, if he roll out to the edges outside of the defensive ends for the Hornets defense, somebody's got to come up and make sure that they tackle him in out there, make a open field tackle. If they don't, he's up the field. He's going to keep chunking yards against that defense, continue to keep trying to move that ball down the field. So that's going to be something that they're going to have to take a look at as well. Now, defensive ends for the Hornets, that means defensive ends for the Hornets, Traquan Thomas, you got to play discipline. Ain't no knifing down. We're going to have to come up, set a boundary to make sure we keep that outside arm free. So we go ahead and make that tackle or make that stop or force him back inside so that he doesn't get outside of us and just, just run havoc against the team. Now, on the flip side, Alabama State will need to put points on the scoreboard. They're going to find a way to do it whichever way they can. They're going to have to definitely try to find a way to get it done on the defense where they're going to be, have opportunities and turnovers, either A, when the Rattlers are running the ball, or B, if a receiver catches the ball, strip the ball out of his hands so that they can pick the ball up, give it back to their offense, and burn more clock. But they got to put points on the board. Now, this is one thing I'll say. As far as with the Alabama State defense, we'll go back to that again. If you guys are going to allow Richardson to throw the ball, y'all got to find a way to force him to throw some errant passes. If not, he's going to pick you apart all daggone day long. I definitely look forward to seeing the Hornets defense. I definitely look forward to seeing the Hornets linebackers, Rico Dozier and DeMarcus Cunningham. Somebody's going to have to spy, but then again, somebody's going to have to cover too. So we're going to find out exactly how that's going to go. So we're going to see different blitz packages out there on the field that's going to hopefully cause the FAMU Rattlers to cause them, make a mistake that's going to cost them in this game where it gives the ball back to Alabama State. Now, FAMU definitely, I would say, is probably going to look to stack the box with at least 7 to 8 players because it's already fully understood that they're going to throw the ball. They're going to throw the ball minimum in this game. 7 to 8 players in the box. They get to slow down the rushing attack for the Alabama State Hornets. That's going to be led by Marcus Harris II, DeQuan Kinsey, Jeremy Holtzclaw, as well as A.J. Gates Jr. So, the quarterback, Zach Sims, he's not one of those type that's going to you're going to see him take off with the ball out there on the field. He's going to do a quarterback keeper or something like that. You may see 1 or 2 here and there just to keep the FAMU Rattlers defense honest as far as, trying to make sure that he does not, make sure that they contain him so he doesn't get outside of the defensive ends and get up the field running the ball. But one thing for certain is this. The Hornets, I can see, will throw that ball probably about 12 times in this game. That young man is not going to put that ball up in the air no 20-plus times, so y'all can forget about that. I mean, right now he's averaging in 3 games, he's averaging 12 passes per game. So I'm just saying right now, this is what we could definitely, this is what you can definitely expect from Alabama State on that offensive side of the ball. They're definitely going to be run happy, looking to push that ball down the field and eat up clock. This is going to be one of them nasty games that people are going to see out there. So I definitely hope to see Eric Horn as well as Nayron Jenkins. Y'all got to fill them gaps, keeping those guys from, just gashing y'all up in between the guard and the tackle or either between the guard and the center. So look to see some things, happening out there on the field from them just coming straight downhill. I mean, you're going to see some RPO. You're going to see, you're going to see a lot of different variations of things. You're going to see some power ball as well. And you're going to see the slashers come out there where they're going to get back in the backfield and they're going to look to try to gas you up as far as running that ball, in between the guard and the center. So definitely look forward to seeing how that's going to work out as well. Like I stated before, the trenches is going to win this game for either team. If Alabama State is able to win the trenches, it's going to be a long day for FAMU out there on that field, especially with their defense being out there. It's gonna get crucial in some areas here as far as who's going to get, who's going to walk up out of there with this win. Now, like I stated before, if Alabama State is able to establish the run and they're able to do it with consistency, Lord Jesus, FAMU, this could get ugly for you real fast. FAMU, like I said before, they got to find a way to keep the defensive players guessing because their defense is balanced. Like I stated earlier, well, I didn't state it before, but I'll state it now. The run as well as the pass, I think they're like maybe 2 and 4, something like that. They're in the top 5 as far as with passing and when it comes to opposing teams running the ball as well as passing against them. But one thing I say is this, Kelvin Dean, play within the scheme. Stay within the scheme of the game, running the ball as well as the other FAMU Rattler running backs is going to be out there on the field. But this is the secret sauce that could get FAMU over the hump as far as we're getting this win in this game. And that's going to be the matchups. The matchups for FAMU, who's going to match up against those tight ends, that's going to be in that Rattlers offense. Because remember, they do use their tight ends in the passing game. They do use those tight ends as far as positioning them for them to block, to have an extra blocker for them to, bust open that running game as well to get things moving when they need to. So that right there is going to be the secret sauce for FAMU. Now, the secret sauce for Alabama State, I mean, it's going to be what it is. They're going to run the ball at you. They're not going to curve that. They're not going to act like that's not going to happen. They definitely going to tell you, strap up, put your helmet on, tighten up your chin strap real tight, make sure your mouthpiece is there because we're coming to punch in your mouth. We're running the ball downhill. So expect to see a lot of that going on with the Alabama State football team in this game. Now, again, this is going to be a dogfight. There's going to be a dogfight between these two teams because there's some things, like I say, looking at how FAMU runs the ball, they're like next to last. I think they might be tied for last when it comes to running the ball within their offense. Their identity is their quarterback, Mr. Richardson. If Mr. Richardson is able to get that thing rolling and do damage out there against Alabama State's defense, it's going to be a long day for them. So trust and believe. Again, Alabama State's identity is running the ball. Florida A&M identity is Mr. Richardson throwing that ball down the field to open Rattler receivers. So this is going to be an interesting matchup to see how everything goes. All I can say is this: do Coach a favor. Leave your comments below. Leave your score predictions. Let me know who you think gonna get this game, what the score is gonna be. So hey, leave your comments below and let me know how y'all think this is gonna go down. This is gonna be an interesting one for sure. I'm trying to figure. I kind of want to say it's gonna come down to maybe like the last 5 minutes of the game. Whoever got that ball last, if somebody's down by 3 points or down a point or maybe even 6, whoever got that ball last, I think they're gonna have an opportunity to win the game. That's how crazy this game is going to be. Like I stated before, I'll be sitting here watching this thing. I'm not going to be able to make that game this weekend. That was one of the games I had circled. Unfortunately, as I stated in the previous video, Coach been working his tail off. I got folks that's in my group that's out of town right now, and I got to make sure everybody's covered, until they get back. So, oh man. This one burning me up right here. This is the one I wanted to see how this game gonna go down. As I stated to you previously, if you have not saw the show where I talked about my preseason order to finish for the SWAC, if you didn't get a chance to check that out, go back and check that video out. I stated before, the season begins now in October. All of the fluff and the games that went on before, it's going to happen now, especially in the East Division when it comes down to conference and division play. Now it's about to get real because we're going to find out exactly who's going to cut, if Cream going to rise to the top or if that thing going to float to the bottom. It's like, It's a sail with a hole in the bottom of that bad boy. You think it's going to float along the water. That boy, going up out of there. So we're going to find out real quick. But like I said before, leave your comments below. Leave your comments and score predictions down below. But guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. Until next time, be the one and lead.